In continuation of the last videos on alkenes of BSc Part 1 Organic Chemistry, in this video we will continue with the chemical reactions of the alkenes. And the first reaction that we are going to take up is peroxide effect free radical addition on alkenes. Kharash in 1933 proved that if HBr is added to unsaturated unsymmetrical alkenes in presence of peroxide, then it is contrary to Markovnikov's rule. This reaction is known as Kharash effect or peroxide effect or anti-Markovnikov's rule. For example, if HBr is added to propene in the presence of peroxide, it forms 1-bromopropane. This addition takes place via free radical mechanism. This reaction proceeds in 3 steps. In first step, peroxide on homolysis forms OR free radicals. These OR free radicals react with HBr and liberate bromine free radical. In second step, this bromine free radical adds with the C1 of double bond of propene and forms secondary free radical or adds with C2 to form primary free radical. Since secondary free radical is more stable than primary free radical, thus stable free radical reacts with HBr to form 1-bromopropane and releases bromine atom, or that is bromine free radical. This reaction goes until and unless all the reactants are converted into products. In that third step, various free radicals present in present reaction mixture combine to form neutral molecules. So if we see the general reaction, here we see the propene reacts with HBr to give rise to 1-bromopropane. And if we consider the mechanism, then in the first step, that is the chain initiation step, the peroxide on homolysis forms OR free radical, and this OR free radical then reacts with HBr to form bromine free radical and ROH. Then this next step, that is the chain propagation step, the bromine free radical reacts with propene and gives rise to 2 types of free radicals. First is secondary free radical and second one is primary free radical. As we know that the secondary free radical is more stable as compared to the primary free radical, hence the secondary free radical is formed in a major yield, and when the secondary free radical and the primary free radical combines or reacts with HBr, then we see 1-bromopropane is formed as a major product and 2-bromopropane is formed as a minor product. So 1-bromopropane is a higher yield and 2-bromopropane is a lower yield. The third step is the chain termination step, in which we see here the 2 bromine free radicals combine together to form a bromine molecule. 2 1-bromo-propyl free radicals combine to form 2,3-dimethyl 1,2-dibromobutane, and or 1-bromo-propyl free radical combines with 1 bromine free radical and forms 1,2-dibromopropane. If we consider addition of HF, HCl and HI to alkene in the presence of peroxide takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. According to Kharash, the addition of tri and tetrahalogenated alkene to terminal bond is also via free radical mechanism. So here we see the peroxide acid, that is peroxide acid on homolysis forms 2 alkyl free radicals and 2 molecules of CO2. This alkyl free radical then reacts with 1 molecule of chloroform and forms alkane and CCl3 free radical. So here we see that alkene reacts with this CCl3 free radical and forms another free radical. Now this free radical formed in the preceding step reacts with another molecule of CCl3 and gives rise to product and forms another molecule and forms 1 more CCl3 free radical. It should be remembered that peroxide effect is possible only for HBr and not for HCl and HI. The reason is that the bond energy for HBr 87 kilocalorie per mole is more as compared to HCl, that is 102 kilocalorie per mole. So homolytic fission of peroxide by HCl do not take place. Secondly, bond energy of HI is 71 kilocalorie per mole is less than HBr radical, and reaction of alkene with HI is endothermic. So HCl and HI both do not show peroxide effect. Then the next reaction we take is addition of sulfuric acid on alkenes. Alkenes adds to concentrated H2SO4 and form alkyl hydrogen sulfate. Alkyl hydrogen sulfate on hydrolysis form corresponding alcohols. So here we see that alkene reacts with sulfuric acid and forms an adduct, and this adduct on undergoing hydrolysis forms alcohols and sulfuric acid is regenerated. For example, here we see propene reacts with sulfuric acid and isopropyl hydrogen sulfate is formed, and this isopropyl hydrogen sulfate on hydrolysis forms isopropyl alcohol. Then the next reaction is hydration of alkenes, that is addition of water. Alkene reacts with water in the presence of dilute H2SO4 or H3PO4 or SiO2 and forms corresponding alcohols. The reaction generally occurs at room temperature. So here we see that propene on hydrolysis in the presence of dilute H2SO4 forms 2-propanol, or 2-methyl-2-propane undergoes hydrolysis in the acidic media and forms 2-methyl-2-propanol. If we consider the mechanism, then it is seen that hydration of alkene is just reverse of dehydration of alcohols, and we can explain it by taking example of 2-methyl-propene. So in the first step, water molecule adds on a proton and forms hydronium ion. In the second step, this hydronium ion reacts with 2-methylpropene and forms a carbonium ion and water molecule. In the step third, the tert butyl carbonium ion, which was formed in the second step, undergoes hydrolysis in the first step and protonated alcohol is formed. In the step 4, this protonated alcohol undergoes hydrolysis and forms 2-methyl-2-propanol. If we consider another example, that is 3,3-dimethyl-1-butene, so it is seen that 3,3-dimethyl-1-butene on hydrolysis in the presence of H2SO4 forms 2,3-dimethyl-2-butanol. Now we come to the next reaction, that is addition of hypohalous acids on alkenes. Chlorine and bromine in the presence of water reacts with alkene to form halohydrides. In this, addition of OH and chlorine, that is halogen, takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. So H2O reacts with halogen, that is X can be chlorine or bromine, and it forms XOH plus HX. Now alkene reacts with XOH, that is hypohalous acid, and forms alcohols, halo alcohols. For example, if we take ethene, then ethene reacts with ClOH and forms ethylene chlorohydrine or 2-chloroethanol. If we consider this example, that is propene, propene reacts with ClOH and forms 1-chloro-2-propanol. Now we come to the next reaction, that is addition of nitrosyl halide on alkene. Alkene reacts with nitrosyl chloride and nitrosyl bromide to form alkene nitrosochloride and alkene nitrosobromide. This addition takes place via Markovnikov's rule. Nitrosyl chloride is also known as Tilden's reagent. So here we see these general reactions. Alkene reacts with nitrosyl chloride to give alkene nitrosochloride, and here alkene reacts with nitrosobromide and forms alkene nitrosobromide. If we take a specific example, so here ethene reacts with nitrosyl chloride and forms ethylene nitrosochloride, and here if we take the example of propene, propene reacts with nitrosyl bromide and forms propylene nitrosobromide. The next reaction that we come to is hydroboration oxidation of alkene. According to Herbert C. Brown in 1950, alkene adds R2BH, where R is H or alkyl group, and it forms organoborane. This addition is known as hydroboration. So here alkene adds on hydroborane, undergoes the reaction of hydroboration and forms organoborane. Hydroboration is carried out by diborane, that is B2H6. Solution of B2H6 in tetrahydrofuran is a good reagent. B2H6 dissolves in tetrahydrofuran to form boron tetrahydrofuran complex, that is BH3 and THF. This complex is more reactive, which reacts with alkene at 273 Kelvin. So here diborane reacts with THF and a BH3 THF complex is formed. BH3 is a Lewis acid. Boron atom has 6 electrons in the valence shell, so it gains electron pair from the oxygen atom of THF and forms a complex. When reaction of BH3 THF complex with unsymmetrical alkene takes place, the boron atom of BH3 adds to less substituted carbon atom. One hydrogen atom from boron atom is transferred to another carbon atom, so boron hydride adds on double bond of 3 molecules of alkene to form trialkyl borane. So here we see propene reacts with BH3 and forms propyl borane, and this propyl borane then reacts with another molecule of alkene and forms 2-methyl and forms dipropyl borane. Propyl borane on reacting with another molecule of alkene forms dipropyl borane. Now this dipropyl borane reacts with third molecule of alkene and forms tripropyl borane. Hydroboration reaction depends on steric hindrance of double bond of alkenes because the boron group is more bulky, which easily attacks on less substituted carbon atom. For example, if we take this 2-methyl-1-butene, then this terminal carbon atom is less substituted. So if the boron group attacks here, then the product formed is 99%, and if the boron group attacks the second carbon which is adjacent to the terminal carbon, then the product form is 1%. And here if we see the example of 2-methyl-2-butene, then in this the second carbon atom which is less substituted, and if the boron group attacks here, then the product formed is 99%, and if the boron group attacks the third carbon atom which is adjacent to the second carbon atom which is less substituted, then the product formed is only 1%. Hydroboration is a regioselective and its addition is via Markovnikov's rule. Mechanism of hydroboration is as follows. In the first step, BH3 adds on double bond of alkene, pi electron of double bond shift towards p orbital of boron atom, and it forms a pi complex. In the second step, pi complexes, that is, the pi complex is converted into 4-centered transition complex which is converted into alkyl borane. So here the pi complex is converted into 4-centered transition complex which is then converted into the alkyl borane. In hydroboration, the addition of boron group and hydrogen atoms takes place on same side of the double bond, hence this addition is known as syn addition. Syn addition of hydroboration of 1-methyl cyclopentane is as this. This is all for today. Thank you.